doesn't make sense is there nothing makes sense.
I'm a simple man making his way through the galaxy.
Let's start the show.
And welcome to episode 21 of the Geek Conclave Mixtapes. I'm your host, Eddie Fergoso. I have my co-host, Paul, with me.
What's up?
And then in normally Tommy's spot, you'll see that we have a new guest this week. It's our buddy, Jose. What's up, Jose?
How's it going, everyone?
So
Good to be here. Good to hear.
yeah, glad to have you on. I'm excited. Been wanting to do the Kong talk with you because you said you had a lot to say about Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, sorry, Tommy, if I took your spot.
No, it's okay. Tommy was supposed to be here, but he said he couldn't make it. So hopefully everything's going good with the job. That's all I'll say, based off of his text. But yeah, so this episode, like I said last time, we're going to be covering Godzilla vs. Kong. We're going to get into, obviously, episode 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then a little bit of video game stuff, some rumors, and then I guess some clarification of those rumors. It's based off Konami. But before we get to that, how have you guys been? How was your weekend? How was the week for you?
You first.
Jose, why don't you go first, since you're the guest?
I'm the new guy here. Not much, man. Let's see. I just bought a house a couple months ago, so been fixing it up. It's not too bad. Good neighborhood. Went back to an old job that I really liked for engineering, which was kind of cool. They gave me a call. They're like, "Hey, we'll give you more money." I'm like, "Yes, I'll be back."
That's always nice.
Yeah, it's always nice to be wanted. Yeah, let's see. I'm just chilling and bought a 3D printer, and I'll have some fun times, some good times for that. See if I can get into some trouble. I hope I don't mess it up, but we'll see. My brother says he bought one, and his is pretty good, so I'm trusting that he led me the right direction. And if I have any trouble, I'll give him a call and yell at him.
Yeah. All right, man. I'm excited to see what you make. You've always been a very creative person, so nice.
We'll see.
Cool.
I'm glad to see you're doing well.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm just trying, living life. Yeah, man. That's with this whole COVID thing. Oh man, it's not a pretty thing.
No,
I ended up getting it, and it sucks. But that's another story.
I heard you lost taste. Is it back yet or no?
You know what the funny thing is? I want to say I'm about 95%. Like fried food, it tastes weird now to me. Like fried food, like anything like fried chicken or potato chips, French fries. It just tastes weird now. It's like, well, maybe I'm just going to a place that they have bad oil. Nah, it's anywhere now. I can't even touch the fried stuff because it just tastes.
How long has it been since you had it?
So I got it. January was when I first got it, and then by 2 weeks later, I got the symptoms, and then my taste and my smell completely gone. I cannot smell anything. I cannot taste anything. And it was the saddest couple weeks of my life. Damn. I mean, I'm a big guy, and I love my food, and not to taste any of it, heartbroken.
So with the fried food, is it like a texture thing, or you can't, like, it just tastes disgusting?
It tastes kind of like artificial, like big time, and it's now I'm appalled by it. Like I'll try something, and I'm like, this looks like it's been here for days, but they just made it. And people eat it, they're fine. And I'm like, oh man, this COVID like just threw me for a loop on my taste buds. Like it's not the same anymore. Pretty freaky.
Do you sense anything coming back, or?
I still have the lung issue, so just walking to the car and going to the grocery store, getting out, it's like I feel like I'm running now. and I'm like, Jesus, I'm just barely walking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of hard with the lungs because I ended up getting it where I got it for 2 weeks, and then my wife, she ended up getting it, but she recovered a week later. So for her, it was no big deal. For me, it got worse, so I had to take even stronger antibiotics because I couldn't breathe anymore. I was like having difficulty. I would have to get up out of bed because I just felt like I was just choking. And from there, just the medication, the stronger steroids helped. And then from there, I got a little better, but the lack of oxygen when I'm doing anything, it runs out quick. It almost feels like I'm running out of air just trying to move a couch or move a couple boxes. It's like, geez, I feel like I'm like 90 already with this thing. So, yeah, I mean, people are like, it's no big deal. It's just a cold. No, it changes your body, the way it feels. Like for everybody, it's different. But, I mean, I thank God that I didn't wind up in a hospital and for months. Like I've heard other people. I know one of my relatives, he was in the hospital like for 2 months. And he came out of it like he didn't even know you. He was like psychotic almost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then he recovered like a month later, and then now he's fine, but he can't walk too much. He has trouble speaking, and then he has to be on a ventilator most of the time, or the thing with the oxygen, like a tank. So it's different for everybody. Some people get it harder than others, and some people just get the mild, but it's different. But it's real though. Don't believe the hype out there that says, it's just a cold.
Oh no, believe that.
No, man.
That's not.
I wish I had a normal
sure.
cold.
Yeah.
Glad to see you doing well.
Well, I'm glad that you're recovered for the most part, and hopefully you get the taste buds. But I mean, I like fried food, but at the same time, it's kind of, I guess, good for you that you don't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like it's good that I don't like it anymore. So that's kind of that's a blessing in disguise, I guess.
I mean,
you can say that.
So when the fair comes around, I mean, that might be the only time to miss it. But other than that,
yeah, like I know my fiance wants to go to the fair, and I'm like, just where are the vegetables at? That's the only thing I'll be able to eat. Because everything's gonna taste nasty to me, probably.
Imagine, all the deep fried stuff. Yeah.
Never been a fan of that stuff though.
Really?
No.
The deep fried whatever you want to put in there.
I've not even like the sweet stuff. Like deep fried Oreos are not bad.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know about the sweet stuff. I agree with Paul right there. But so you ever had an Alaskan fish fried?
Oh, well, yeah. Like that's fine. But like
no, he meant like the fair. He meant like the fair.
Yeah, he's the sweet and
putting ice cream. Anything you can think of is I don't know.
The only thing that I didn't like, and I was told that I would, and it was very disappointing, was deep fried Kool-Aid. It was a joke.
You can try that one.
What?
A joke. Yeah. So, because I like Kool-Aid, like in case you didn't know, like I have the pop guy. Kool-Aid is like my favorite drink. So non-alcoholic drink. It was like I went to the fair with my buddy one time, and he also likes Kool-Aid and stuff, and we made a joke, and they're like, hey, there's deep fried Kool-Aid at the fair. I'm like, deep fried Kool-Aid? I'm like, what the fuck? It's a drink. So, like, it's basically kind of like a Hush Puppy, but it's Kool-Aid inside, and then they deep fried it. It's disgusting. It's literally, you bite it, and it's just like, it
almost feels like you took a bite. It's just sour.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, imagine you being weird one day and just going with the spoon in the Kool-Aid and just, like, eating the Kool-Aid. So I like Kool-Aid, but not that much.
That reminds me when I was young, my mom had she was cooking, and I thought she was cooking with cocoa powder, and she had it on the table and she was pouring it into a blender, and I'm like, oh man, it's powdered chocolate. And I thought it was like Nestle Quick, right? So I take a big whiff of it when she wasn't looking. It was all cinnamon.
Dang, you did the cinnamon challenge before the cinnamon challenge existed.
Oh my god, I coughed for the longest time. I couldn't breathe. I was 11 when this happened. Oh my god. Bad decision.
Oh man. I remember I actually partook in the cinnamon challenge when I was doing radio at Mount Sac. So I could imagine, that stuff is terrible.
Dude, it was harsh. I think I'd rather stick with the COVID and not be with breathing.
Oh,
my
damn!
gosh.
Sit with
Wow.
Charlie.
Damn.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, no, that cinnamon.
Like everything was on fire.
That's a
my
hot
nose,
take if I
my
ever heard
eyes.
Yeah. Nah. I couldn't get through it. So, and that was like, yeah, no, I remember coughing up for like that 1 minute I tried doing it. It was garbage. But yeah, no, deep fried Kool-Aid is not good. Deep fried Klondike bar was actually good though. And it was still cold in the middle. It was pretty bomb.
I would try that.
But yeah.
I think the last time I tried was a bacon covered in chocolate. It wasn't that good. Not at all.
Chocolate covered bacon. I'd try it.
Yeah.
I've
Try it.
I had the. You guys remember when Jack in the Box had the bacon shake?
Yeah.
Did you guys try that?
For a little bit.
I tried it. It was
don't
good.
remember.
It was good in the small form. It's not good in the large form. After a while, you're like,
It wears
what have I
down.
done? Yeah, like what have I done? Like, but yeah,
Yeah, but you feel bad because you paid for it and you don't want to waste that money.
true. And this was back in high school when I didn't have a lot. So, but yeah, what about you, Paul? What's been up with you this week?
For me, the Dodgers got their rings. It's actually today is Jackie Robinson Day. That's why I'm wearing my Brooklyn Dodgers jersey. But happy Jackie Robinson Day, guys. Other than that, I think that's kind of about it. Still playing Outriders.
You're level what now? 20 or 19?
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did some serious leveling up yesterday.
Yeah, well, finally I fixed my internet, so I guess the router, so Netgear, still fuck you. Your fucking Orbi is fucking annoying. But
Still want their sponsorship though, right?
oh sure, if they can want to fucking give me the Wi-Fi 6 version, I'm down. But
Sponsor us, please.
sponsor me, and then I won't talk shit about it anymore. So it was just an out-of-date firmware, so I had to actually go into the admin settings for my PC, and it had this whole big thing where it locked me out, even though I put the password and everything that I had written down. So I basically had to reset my whole internet, like from scratch, so I could update it. And then so far it's been pretty consistent. And then as far as the computer, so it shouldn't crash this time. Like, knock on wood. I just erased a bunch of bloatware that I installed. I guess when I installed the motherboard drivers and stuff, there was like shit that I never was gonna use. So it was just bloatware shit that I deleted, and that seems to have been made it more stable. So hopefully, I won't have that shit anymore. But aside from tonight, because of Falcon and Winter Soldier, tomorrow though I'm completely open to just as soon as I get home, unless they extend me like they did today. I'm only working 5 hours tomorrow, so from 1 o'clock till I go to bed, I was gonna basically play Outriders. Try to at least.
I'm down.
Well,
I'm down.
Are you out? When you get off at work tomorrow?
Starting at 12:01 midnight.
Oh.
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. So then I can just when I get home, we'll just freaking grind through it. So
I gotta look up that Outriders. I heard you guys talking about it.
no, it's
fun,
good.
man.
Because did you get a PlayStation 5?
Who, me?
Yeah. Are you still on? You don't have any next
I
gen console?
wish.
Oh, okay.
I
So,
wish. Can't find one.
no, I know it's really really
I
hard.
tried.
If Tommy had been on, he would have told us he got one. So I was gonna ask him how he's
Bastard.
liking it. Well, he's an Xbox, not a PlayStation.
Yeah, he has an Xbox, but I got an Xbox.
Yeah, and Paul has an Xbox.
Oh.
So
My brother-in-law, he's trying to get an Xbox and he can't find one either.
so the easiest next gen console to get is technically the Series S. I've seen it all the time. Well, I mean, as far as like constantly popping up on my feed, and
Yeah, for sure.
when I look to see just to check it out, it usually lasts around 30 to 40 minutes, as opposed to the PlayStation 5 or now the Series X, which is 30 seconds to 2 minutes that they go out. So,
Is this at midnight or something?
no, it's just like I mean I've promoted him before and I'll promote him again. Twitter Wario64, he's been the hookup as to how I got my Xbox and a PlayStation 5 from my little brother.
See, man, you gotta know somebody for this stuff.
No, like my Xbox, I just got lucky. I got it from, of all places that I don't like shopping, Walmart, but it popped up and I was like, you know what? screw it. I'm living dangerously because I didn't buy protection. Because I didn't buy it at Best Buy. So I'm hoping to buy my PlayStation 5 through Best Buy. I'm just waiting for the digital to be more available. But
Yeah, that's what I want to do because I want to buy it on the Best Buy credit card, man. They got good financing, you know.
Still plugging it, even
Best,
though you don't
Best
work
Buy,
there anymore.
plug us.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
I used to work there. So
Touché.
the Series X, well, just in general, if you any Xbox or even PC, because it's cross-platform, so if your PC is able to do it and you want to get Game Pass, that's how you can play Outriders with us.
Oh, I did have Game Pass. I'm gonna have to go back on it.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, my computer can handle it.
so yeah, it's a fun game. So you like Destiny, right?
You know what? I've never played it.
Oh, you weren't in that thing? Oh no, you know what?
Who was playing
wasn't me.
Destiny?
It was back in the day.
Alex.
It was Alex.
It was Alex.
It was Alex.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
was
mean, I would hear
Alex,
you guys talk about all
Aaron,
that when I
yeah.
was with you guys working.
Yeah.
But this game is
But-
fun.
But
I
yeah,
think-
no,
I mean,
it's
I'll-
fun,
I think
dude.
it's worth
It's
a try.
addicting. It's
I'll be
very
honest, I
addicting.
have the game. I never popped it. You know what? I haven't even opened it.
Destiny?
Yeah.
Don't tell me you got the white PS4 console. Was that the one you got?
No, I don't remember.
Can I say that'd be crazy. You got the Destiny console and you never popped in Destiny. Kudos if that was the case. The first one though, I like the 1st
I'm
one.
like
better than the
that,
second
man.
one.
I buy games and sometimes I just don't open them.
I do
I
that with
forget.
movies. I mean, for the longest time, 300 on DVD, I never opened that shit. And everyone's like, "Why did you buy that movie?" I was like, "Because it was a good movie."
Still sealed.
Conan the Barbarian.
You know what you should do? You should have an episode where you have your top 3 things unopened.
I could probably do
Dude,
one of those.
That would be a fun segment if you think about
I
it.
think I might have about 50 things that are not opened. It'll be a long YouTube video.
I have a couple movies.
All right, top 3. Ready? Well, you already saw Conan. Let's see.
I'm not in my room with my unopened stuff.
Oh, I got 2 of them together. Let's see. Gamera Trilogy.
Oh my gosh.
And I've seen this movie already, but I bought one brand because I didn't have the Blu-ray.
Star Trek
Star
4,
Trek.
The Voyage Home.
And that's just 2 or 3 that I showed you. I got tons of them that I haven't even opened. Maybe I'll do that one day.
If you ever want to do the podcast again, you should have a top 3 thing.
Yeah, we'll probably do that, dude. Because just off the top, what I have, I mean, it's the Blowcamp trilogy. So like Elysium, Choppy, all that. I bought it like really cheap when I worked at Best Buy. I think it was like $10 for it.
I remember that package.
Let's see.
I probably put that movie up for you.
Gremlins.
Probably did.
Gremlins in 4K. DVDs.
Yeah, you can count those 2. Why not?
Yeah, let's see. Rocky, like the legendary, like it's some anniversary edition my mom bought me. But I already had like the Rocky 4 DVD set, so I never
Right
opened
on.
it. Troy. Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dang, I got a lot of movies I haven't opened.
And then,
I'm right
and
there
then
with you.
video games, I have South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I never opened the second one because I got it came with the digital version of the first one, and I just replayed Stick of Truth, and I have not actually, and I had it's like the deal. I haven't even freaking touched that movie, and it's on disc. Oh, and then Gears 5 because I bought it for Christmas. It was like $5. But it's been on Game Pass, so I haven't even bothered playing Gears 5.
See, now I don't feel bad for not opening some of my stuff.
Yeah.
See, it's an intervention
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
We're gonna
open
make it
this
happen.
after the episode. okay. So, trugging along. So normally we do the merchandising segment here. We've been kind of doing it now for like 3 weeks.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
However, the collectible side, there really wasn't anything. So for the Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes, they just like released T-shirts. So you can get them like Hot Topic. It's like Bucky has a T-shirt now. There's a Falcon and Winter Soldier logo. Baron Zemo has a T-shirt. So does
I guess they have big
John
boy
Walker.
size. You know what I mean?
I don't know why you'd want to rock a John Walker shirt, but we'll get into that in general later.
You could be a psychopath.
Have a shield.
Actually, there's
I won't spoil it.
there's probably some people out there that do think he's a great role model. But yeah, so we are still gonna talk about merchandising.
Okay.
We're gonna do it a little more up Paul's alley in shoes. We're gonna talk about some shoes. So I have a pair, and then Paul has 3. So you want to talk about him, Paul?
Sure, why not? So last week, Complex and NiceKicks.com, which I usually go to, they reported that there are going to be 3 new Nike Air Presto mids in Star Wars theme. So your 3 characters, they're going to be Darth Vader in the iconic black, silver, and I think there's like a bluish zipper on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your Boba Fett iconic coloring on there. You have your like green, your browns, your reds, and yellows on that.
I like
then-
that shoe.
I love
That's me.
It's loud enough, but it's a nice looking shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your Bosk. This colorway kind of looks pretty cool. Like I like the orange, the black, and everything on there. And typically for me, I like Prestos, the low cut version, but these mids actually look pretty good. These shoes will come out in November, and I'm hoping to get an L, or I'm hoping to get an L on everything because that's how it is with Nike. But
Yeah.
if I could get one, I would get the Boba Fett. How about you guys? What do you think about those 3?
They're really nice. I want all 3. Just for the fact that I could wear it with everything, I'd probably try to get the Darth Vaders. But it's funny, really fast on the Bosk ones. I know it's supposed to be Bosk, but they could have easily flipped that to be Rebels because the color is also
could.
Rebels. It's just my 2
Yeah.
cents.
Well, you know me, definitely the Boba Fett one.
Mm-hmm.
That just screams, "Buy me, buy me!" I want it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's. I would buy it, but I don't really know. I wouldn't see myself wearing it too much because I don't have a lot of stuff.
Well, you don't want to ruin them. You want to keep them saved as much as possible.
No, but see that's where I like Paul's shoe game because he actually wears the shoes he wears, like he buys. And I know some people who just collect them and don't wear them, but I know Paul actually wears them. So respect.
I mean, but Paul, how many? Well, I don't know if you want to say, but how many? Quite a lot, right?
I could count maybe like 20 pairs.
Yeah, just
Maybe.
wear one every other week. Wear once, alternate.
Lately, I'll go with a rotation of maybe like 2 or 3 for maybe like a month.
Yeah,
and then
see,
I'll
it'll
kinda
last you a
figure it
long
out.
time because you're alternating your shoes. You're not constantly wearing the same one.
Yeah, it doesn't wear out the soles as much too, but
If I bought those shoes, I'll only wear them at a Star Wars convention or Star Wars movie. That's it.
see, that's what I do with my Lost shoes. I have some Lost shoes, and I'll only wear them on August 15th, which is 8/15, the flight, and they
Yeah.
usually call that Lost Day. But yeah, I'll usually wear that on one day and then wear it on like special occasions and stuff. So yeah, you got to keep them pretty mint, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the pair I have, I kind of want to buy them. I don't think I'll get the chance to though. Mine are Adidas. Mine are South Park inspired. They are making Towley into a shoe. So if you're not familiar with Towley, yeah, he's the towel that gets high all the time. Smokes a lot of weed.
My name is Towley. Towel. Y-E-Y. I'm just an ordinary towel in a lot of ways, except for one. I'm addicted to marijuana.
So, these shoes promote that. So if you don't,
You
like
should
that,
wear those shoes only once a year. And you know what day I'm talking about.
They do come out on
Exactly.
420, so that's why it's pretty cool. They do
Oh.
come out on 420. These shoes do have a pocket as well in the inside of the tongue. So the shoes do have a little saying on them. I have no idea what's going on. His famous line. And don't forget to bring a towel.
Don't forget to bring a towel. What? When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel.
So the pocket in there is holding the keychains that it comes with, but all
Yeah,
the
well, when you
tokers
carry your
out
loose
there
change,
know what
you know?
what the pocket's for. So
Yeah, loose change.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, beknownst to my mother. I know she's not going to be happy, but I am going to try and get these suckers.
I really hope I win because... Wait, what is this again? I have no idea what's going on.
They look pretty cool.
Yeah, I will definitely make an attempt, but even though it's an Adidas, I still feel that I'll take an L because last year, I think it was last year, Adidas came out with Boba Fett shoes that I tried to get, and I didn't have. Within like 2 minutes, they were gone. So
Is that the one like in the toy box?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
I tried to get those. I just wanted those in any size. Like I had no intention of wearing them. I was just gonna hang them on my wall, but
Do you remember the price on those?
those were, I want to say 180, 150. Like it was 150 and with like tax, it came out to like almost 180. So they were reasonably priced, which is why I tried to get them. But
I think it was that price because of the packaging of that particular.
yeah, because
shoe.
it looked like an action figure, so that's why I wanted it. Because I was like, oh, I'm gonna hang that on my wall, and I had no intention of wearing that shoe. I mean, if I was able to get my size, I was gonna try to, but realistically, like, no, it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hopefully, get the towel-y one. The towel-y one, I like the texture. It looks just like a towel.
yeah,
So soft.
And I have a feeling. I mean, if anybody was wearing those getting high, I could just totally see someone just like, you know, totally rubbing the shoes and be like, oh, these are awesome, because the texture looks really, really sick. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our merchandising segment for this week. Wasn't really collectibles in terms of traditional collectibles, but for people in the shoe game, we got some maybe 4 shoes you could check out. So
Nice shoes, too.
yes.
Heck.
So we'll just switch gears to the video game stuff. So there's been a rumor going around since late March about Konami. So for those of you who aren't familiar with Konami, back in like the 90s, they were, I guess, a bigger company. Now they're considered indie, but before they made the kick-ass NES TMNT game, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Castlevania. Those are all Konami games. Now
Played all of
Konami is pretty much, if you go to Vegas, chances are you've played a Konami a slot machine, because they do a lot of casino machines.
Man, next time I go, I gotta see if I can find one. That actually has
After
a logo
looking
on
this
it.
up right now, I realize, I'm like, you know what, they do make a lot of stuff like that. So, but the rumor that has been going around was started by TechPlusGame.com, and it was a leaker on Pastebin. He stated that Microsoft had already finalized the sale for Silent Hill, Metal Gear, and Castlevania. The document went on to say that Microsoft's, like, it's basically the contract laid out, is that they're obligated to pay royalties for any remasters, the right to build new gambling machines based on its property. So Konami has the right to make new gambling machines based on Microsoft's properties. So we're talking about like possibly Gears of War, slot machine, Halo, like the big stuff like that. And then it said Microsoft will be allowed to keep all profits from any new and original games, And it said select potentially laid off employees in the event of a sale to form a new Japanese-based studio. In the first 12 to 18 months of this deal, Konami has apparently allowed Xbox Game Studios Tokyo to act as the satellite office. So this is just a rumor. Nothing has been concrete. Phil Spencer is keeping shut about it. Konami says that right now they have no plans for Silent Hill. They said they're open to it. Apparently this is supposed to be announced at E3. And then the studio that is doing Medium is rumored to be fronting Silent Hill if Silent Hill goes forward. So Konami was trending yesterday. Yesterday being April 14th, because we were recording on the 15th. They were trending on Twitter now. I thought it was due to this rumor, but it actually was for the indie game show for Nintendo, because as of yesterday, I had no idea that Konami was now an indie game studio. They are making a sequel to a 1989 video game. It is Getsu Fumaden. It was a Nintendo NES game. It came out. It was the predecessor to the TMNT game. So this apparently was like the basis for the TMNT game, like just the gameplay and stuff. It is a samurai-based game. It's getting a sequel so many years later. It is going to be called Getsu Fumaden Undying Moon, and it will be available on the Switch and PC in 2022. So that's what they were like trending for. I thought it would be the Metal Gear Solid stuff, but it was just that, which is still cool. And Jose, you said you played the original?
Yeah, so I remember this was a long time ago. It was a hard game, but I mean, for the time, the graphics were really good. It had a lot of vibrant colors on it, which was probably what attracted a lot of people to play that game. But that I remember, it was a hard game. I mean, but then again, that was years ago.
Well, most I want to say most Konami games were, because the first Castlevania game I remember being kind of difficult. And then the Ninja Turtles game itself was difficult. I remember for the longest time, it's like, I want to say the second or third level, there's like this room that's like got like a gap, and it looks like you're supposed to jump it. And then like for the longest time as a little kid, I always got frustrated with that. And then years later on YouTube, I saw someone like speed run TMNT, and you just walk across that platform. Like literally, you just walk across it.
Was the first one made by Konami?
The one on Nintendo, the one that I had, yes. So it might not have been the first TMNT game, but
I thought the what's it called, the arcade ones were, but I don't remember if that one was.
Well, they had one where it was a side scroller for Ninja Turtles. Let me look it up. I thought that was the one that was from the Konami.
Yeah, the first one is gonna be made by Ultra, but not Konami. It's like the arcade one. That one was made by Konami.
Yeah, that one was hard too. Yeah, because that one I could only get past Bebop. Is it Rocksteady? No, it's Bebop. Is I think you fight first.
Never mind. You're Ultra. Right. So the developer was Konami, but the what's it called? Publisher, I guess. Was
the publisher's no, but it's that was holy shit! It's rated a 2.7 out of 10.
Yeah, that deserves it.
Damn. Is it the first one? That side scroll one?
Yeah, that's the
thing.
Also swimming.
I remember that one.
Yeah, because
the arcade one was way cooler.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah, no, but they made the now that I looked it up, they made the arcade too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the original arcade and the port.
Yeah. Yeah, side-scrolling one. I never even beat it. I'd have to look.
I played hooky with my cousin one time just to rent the game, and we took like one full day to like beat it.
Yeah, that was I guess it was like a I don't know what a pity gift from my family. I guess I don't like. Not that that sounds bad, but I had tear duct surgery when I was like 5 for my left tear duct, and I just remember when it was done, because we lived in Ontario out here when there was still a Toys R Us, even where the Food for Less was and all that stuff, and the Target, which is now a Super Walmart, the one on Mountain. So I just remember after my surgery, I got to go to Toys R Us and I got a Nintendo and I got the TMNT game and I got the Batman game, and that was like my
So an
entry into
NES
video game.
system?
Yeah, the Nintendo Classic.
Okay.
So,
Which Batman game?
the one based off the movie, the 1989, the one that has the
Ooh,
kick-ass
okay.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that game I beat, but the TMNT game I always remember getting frustrated. Yeah. But yeah, that is one of the memories I do have of NES. That's why I'm kind of sad that I found that I had a 2.7. But yeah, whatever. When you think about it, it's a very frustrating game, so I totally understand. But yeah, you guys have any thoughts on if this would be real? Would you guys be excited if it becomes an Xbox exclusive?
For me, I think if Microsoft pulls this, they're already like the kings of pettiness right now. So them
True.
taking what's it called, MLB 21, and putting them on Game Pass as day
Well,
one.
if you pre-ordered it for both consoles, the preview's tomorrow, Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, but damn, that's pretty petty. If they do that with Konami, like specific games from the PlayStation, like if they do like Metal Gear and either have the remasters on Xbox where it was only on like PlayStation and a little bit of GameCube, and then let's say if you do Silent Hills, what was that game? The one that they had on PS4 where you could download for free. What was that game called?
Was that the VR one?
Not the VR looking one, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it became Silent Hills.
Yeah.
If they do that and bring that to Xbox, kings of pettiness. That's crazy,
Well, I
man.
mean, they already kind of are. I want to say last month we were playing Remnant like pretty religiously. When that dropped for being a free game on PlayStation, that following week they put it on Game Pass.
I was like, damn, these guys are going after it.
So they, I just like I like both consoles. I'm probably in the minority. I don't really believe the console wars are a thing anymore, even though people swear by them. I just think going forward, you can't say Xbox doesn't have games anymore. So it's
Very true.
But yeah, if it does become true, I totally forgot that Castlevania is a Konami thing. So I would just like a new Castlevania game, be it PlayStation or Xbox. I would just like Konami to come out and make one. So that's just my request.
I'm a big fan of the Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid. Heck, even if they bring in Contra, I mean,
Ooh,
those are like top hitting games right there. That'd be kind of nice to them having it on their that pass. I mean, now I feel bad that I actually canceled it. I'm gonna have to go back. I paused it, so I should still be able to get it.
Yeah. So as far, yeah. I mean, if you end up getting it for sure, Outriders. I wanted to play a new character with Tommy to start him up, just to start from scratch again. But
Yeah,
there's
check it out.
4 classes. I know we're jumping back to Outriders, but I'm just trying to think. How many classes are there? There's only 4, right? Or 3?
Classes, yeah.
You're 4. Yeah. So that's 4 different gameplays I can do. Just heads up.
All right.
But yeah, that was pretty much all it was for video game stuff. This week, the indie game thing happened. I didn't take too much of a look at it, so if you want to email me some stuff that you're like, what the hell, man, then by all means. I do have a Switch, so does Paul. Jose, do you have a Switch? Yes.
Oh yeah, same here.
So I am guilty of not playing it since Christmas, and ironically, I bought a bunch of stuff for Animal Crossing, but I have not touched it, and I'm pretty sure if I go back into the game, my villagers are gonna hate my ass. So,
The last thing I downloaded on the Switch was the Jay and Silent Bob game on there.
oh, I forgot that that came out.
That was on there.
I bought it for Xbox, the Scott Pilgrim game, but I did buy the limited run version, physical copy of Scott Pilgrim, and I bought it for the Switch, just for that reason, so it makes me play it. So
There you go.
I'm supposed to get that. I got an email from it like 2 weeks ago saying that my version that I ordered, which is the complete, which I forgot comes with a bunch of other shit. So I'm gonna have to find room for it, but I'm supposed to get that early May.
Hey,
So.
Scott Pilgrim stuff isn't shit.
Well, you know what I mean. No, it's not.
Yeah, I
shit,
know what you
but-
mean. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I barely started making room again, and now I'm gonna have to lose it. But I can put some stuff by Rocket.
I see a white spot. Oh,
Yeah.
way on your left side.
Yeah.
You can put it right there.
And I see a spot in Jose's room. You can
Bring it to my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I should put posters in here. That'd be kind of cool. Unless
I
I put
agree.
all my games on that wall.
It's cool.
We'll see.
I'm trying to remember. You said like that whole wall behind you, right? Is all movies. Or
One
your
of the
chair,
walls. Like on this side, this is from wall to wall. That's all the movies. There's a window right here. So my
That's a
wife
lot.
said that she didn't want me to put anything on that side. She wants to put a little sofa. But she didn't say anything about the top half of that. Why put the sofa? You know?
Yeah. That's it. There you go. That's a loophole.
Yep. Yeah, I even got room right in front of my computer too. There's like a whole empty wall spot right here.
Uh oh.
I'll make it work. I just gotta build it
Just
first.
tell her we didn't give you the idea. So.
It'll be fine.
Um.
I'll just blame it on you guys.
Okay, that'll go over well. We'll talk about Godzilla vs. Kong now. So
Here we go.
This is I'm excited to talk about it. We've all seen it. This would have been the part where I asked Tommy if he finally did see it, and I don't know if it would have been like Final Fantasy VII where he hasn't. So
Text him right now and see what he says.
he's working right now. He won't get back to me.
Yeah. All right.
But let's see. So really fast, just some little quick facts about Godzilla vs. Kong before we start breaking it down. It released on March 31st in theaters and on HBO Max. All three of us saw it on HBO Max, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. So I do have some buddies that actually have gone to the theater to see it in Dolby, and they say it's really, really awesome. Maybe I will get around to it if after we see Scott Pilgrim and I want to start going to movies more. If it's still there, I might go see it. But I don't think it'll be in Dolby by that time. Right now, as of the last weekend, which would have been the 12th, or the 10th and 11th, not the 12th. 12th was Monday. 10th and 11th, it did domestically. It's made 70 million, and then as far as internationally, 268,600,000. Worldwide, 338,600,000. So, not bad. Opening weekend was 32,200,000, and it opened in 3,064 theaters. So this is the first big blockbuster in the COVID era.
Yeah.
So they're kind of back to like before the pandemic numbers. I don't remember when this was supposed to come out last year. Do you guys remember?
I thought it was like a summertime.
It does feel like a summer movie anyway. So I want to say that does sound. I don't know if it was like late summer or mid. Last summer was, from what I remember, pretty convoluted movies anyway. So I don't know if it would have still made this much anyway. But regardless, it is successful. And with that said, we can just start breaking it down. So, who wants to go first? Like, what was like your overall feeling of it?
I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm a big Godzilla fan. Have been since I was a kid. So I watched it on HBO Max, and I kind of wanted to see it in theaters because I know sound is really important, especially with these kind of movies where it's just loudness, screams, and roars. The movie was entertaining. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, there was like a lot of little things that started nitpicking me. Like, we're like, well, where's this going? Or what happened to this? What happened to that? And I mean, throughout the whole movie, it was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll see it again because I like those kind of movies. But to me, there was a couple plot holes, a couple things they like brought up, but you're like, well, where did this come from? I mean, should I say like about the movie? I don't know.
Yeah, we can.
Spoilers.
I mean, it's been out since March 31st.
So like for me, like I love the way they looked. Like it was awesome. The color, the visuals with them at in Hong Kong or Tokyo, wherever they were, with the neon colors. I mean, that was really awesome. Some of the things I didn't like was the whole Hollow Earth thing. I thought that was pretty cool, but there was like little, how can I say this? Things I didn't like was the whole Hollow Earth, how to get to it. I mean, that was pretty cool visually. I mean, I understand like they were trying to make it look cool, and there was this whole gravity well in order to get to Hollow Earth. But Godzilla just shot a hole right down the middle of the Earth and was able to. Yeah, I'm like, and then I'm like, well, wait a minute, what happened to this whole gravity well that you have to like go through it? It almost seems like a black hole, where you're literally going through this. You have to be in a machine in order to. I mean, Kong obviously is big; it's not going to get hurt that much. But they went through it. It almost looked like they were breaking physics in order to get to a place that was out of phase of Earth itself.
Yeah.
That's what it made it seem to me. And then when they're in there, I mean, it looked cool. I like the way it's like double surfaces. But then there goes my nitpicking again. I'm like, well, where the hell is the sun coming from if it's two surfaces? I'm like, I have no idea where the sun was coming from. Sure, it might have been magical or something, but that was kind of weird. And then, I mean, I even made a little diagram right here, like where, like, I'll be honest, like, to get to the center of the Earth or even close to it, it's like 4,000 miles all the way down. If Godzilla blew a hole through that, and let's forget about the whole gravity well, like, how fast is Kong gonna have to climb out of there to meet him and duke it out with him? Like, if it took him, let's say, realistically, it was like seconds within the movie, but let's say it took him 10 minutes. That sucker would have to be traveling at 16,000 miles per hour just to meet Godzilla. And then, I mean, if he was falling, maybe, but I mean, gravity doesn't work that way. Like, obviously, down there might work differently, but once you start coming out of that hole, hey, you gotta start climbing up, buddy. And that's not an easy task.
Yeah.
Look at me. It's hard for me to climb just 2 feet. Like, let's get real. But yeah, there was little things like that, and then the actors, they were fine, except for I'm not sure why they had what's her name, Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Was she just in there just because she was in the first one?
Because she was in the second one, yeah. I think it was just trying to keep.
To me, it didn't even matter if she was there or not. But all in all, would I go watch it again? I probably will, and I want to see it in the theater because usually you have a better experience for sound than that.
Yeah.
But that was just a couple of things. I mean, I got more, but I want to hear what you guys got to say too.
All right, go ahead, Paul.
Okay, so for me, overall, I like the movie. Not the greatest movie. For me, it's a movie where I want to see more monsters, more besides, like, of course, Kong and stuff. But there was that one monster that like wrapped King Kong. And if it wasn't for the ship that shot those like missiles at him, it looked like Kong was gonna die. I was like,
yeah.
He got very lucky. Like, those guys were following him. But overall, I like the look of the movie. Now that you mentioned the sun thing in Hollow Earth, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
now I cannot unsee this thing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I literally ruined the image for you.
But the visuals of this movie, there was that one scene where they're in the water fight, where one of the jets is it's a perspective of the pilot, and he's going forward from the jet, and you still see Kong in the back, and he's still like almost the same size as he's like pulling out. I thought visually that is like one of the coolest shots that I've ever seen in like any movie. It was just so like striking to me on that particular one.
Man, I have to see that again.
You could actually see the size of King Kong. and everything. So I thought that was so cool. And then like Jose was saying, the fight with the neon lights and everything, that was really cool because in Godzilla, the previous movie, there wasn't anything like that. It was like a really dark movie. And then when you put like these neon lights and everything, it takes advantage of like HDR on like TVs and movie theaters. That thing will pop and look so good.
Oh, yeah.
But same thing with him. I want to see it. I want to see it on the theater screen. I want to hear the sound. I want to see it all over again. So they're gonna get money out of me. Hopefully, it's still gonna be in the Dolby Theater. But I would definitely watch it again. Character-wise, I kind of wish there weren't any humans. I like Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
I love his character. I love his acting in like Joker and Atlanta. I think he's a really good actor. So
I actually
I'm
like
glad
him in
he's
Child's Play,
getting
too.
it.
I don't know if you
Oh,
saw
yeah,
the
yeah,
remake. I
totally
like
forgot
him in
about
Child's
that.
Play.
But yeah, I think the collective in terms of the acting is good, but I like Brian Tyree Henry on this one.
Yeah. You just reminded me, they're filming season 3 finally, so yes.
Heck yes.
Yeah, so just because you brought up the characters were the human character, but I think that's kind of how it is in all Godzilla movies. I remember even as a kid watching the dubbed ones, always thinking the humans were kind of stupid. Like you just want to see the monsters duke it out. That's all anybody goes there for. The movie in itself, I enjoyed it. It's a popcorn flick through and through. But same thing, like there are certain things that you just can't get past, and the Hollow Earth thing was also a thing for me. It just seemed like, I don't want to say that's the thing because that seems to be the thing nowadays. It's like, oh, this maybe there's a longer cut. I don't know if there is.
Well, I'll tell you something when you're done.
Okay, the movie did feel rushed though, because it just seemed like, I don't know. The pacing was okay, like the first fight, and then in the middle it kind of got jumbled. I do agree, Millie Bobby Brown was kind of just like there. I was like, okay, I don't really understand your plot. And I think the writers didn't either. I think they literally just were like, oh, she was in the second one. Because I thought that, like, O'Shea Jackson was going to be in this one because of the second one, but he wasn't in it. And I do feel like Brian Tyler Henry was, like, his character was okay, but at the same time, like, there wasn't, I don't really understand why he was there, like, to be honest. Like, it was, like, his character just seemed kind of a waste. Like, he was a believable character, like, being a podcaster and all that stuff, like, but I just don't understand, like, why. I don't know that, but
kind of like he was announcing he was going to go and spy on them and everything. I'm like, dude, you're just telling the whole world that you're going to do it. I'm pretty sure someone at work would have heard it.
He's basically just a plot device, but at the same time, like, the plot that he's involved in, I don't understand, and it kind of took me out a little bit. But the visuals were kick-ass. The fight between them was good. There was a clear winner. Obviously, Godzilla was the winner because if humans didn't restart Kit Kong's heart, he was gonna die. So Godzilla kicked his ass. I just don't like how they portrayed Godzilla, like, as the villain. It was supposed to be like Kong was the hero. That's the one thing I just kind of got mad about because I'm a Godzilla guy, so I'm Team Godzilla.
Yeah, like throughout the whole movie, Godzilla was the villain. Like, that's what they made it. To me, that's what it seemed. I'm like, oh, that's kind of messed up.
And then the Mecha Godzilla setup, like, it just seemed kind of lazy.
How
so?
so?
I don't know. I guess they just didn't execute it right. Just like it taking over was kind of predictable, but I don't know. I just feel like they could have set up Mecha Godzilla, like, differently. I don't know. I guess I just kind of wanted more Kong versus Godzilla than because the jokes that this is seen as like a Batman versus Superman team up where they team up to defeat the big bad. But despite that, I mean, I still like it. I'm gonna buy it. I have all the new MonsterVerse on 4K, so I need to keep that trend. So I will be buying this when it comes out in Steelbook if I can. Even though I know Paul's not a fan, but yeah. But yeah, that's. I mean, anything else you guys want to add? That if you want to start dissecting.
my brother, I don't know where he found it, but he says there's a video or a YouTube video where I don't know if it's the director that's talking about the movie or if it's an audio conversation where this movie, it seemed like it was rushed. And he even talks about it that some of the stuff they put together, they were rushing it and they didn't tie loose ends. So I've been trying to find it. I can't find that video or audio to hear to see what the result was and why it ended up this way. That's what I heard from my brother, but I haven't personally seen the video or heard the audio for it.
Well, because I know the pandemic delayed it, but at the same time, like from what I remember it being delayed, like everybody was happy because they were like, "Oh, we have more time to work on this." Like it wasn't a like, "Oh fuck," like it's delayed. They're like, "Yes, thank God it's delayed." Like they were excited for it. So, that's probably it. I mean. At the end of the day, like I don't know how much more substance you could have given the movie, but the Hollow Earth thing does feel like. Are you guys familiar with that like conspiracy of like the actual Hollow Earth? That people do believe that's kind of a real thing.
Oh man, I watch Ancient Aliens. I mean, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it's interesting to me what people believe in. And it's just see different ideas of what, but the whole Hollow Earth, where I've heard of it's in Alaska, where there's a big hole, and there's military people there that you're not allowed to travel in a certain area.
Yeah, because it's the Arctic Circle. Because if you look at like I guess like overhead images and stuff, it's always blurred out, and like people aren't allowed to fly over it. And there's like these like I guess they're legends or myths of like ancient times, like in Egyptian, where like these like greenish kids came out of the water or something, and they were like stuck. So apparently they came from there, and there was like a like they couldn't get back home, and they were like not used to how it was out here, and they were basically saying in there was like vegetables was like big as freaking people, and like no one's ever hungry over there, and like kind of like the whole dinosaur thing where like supposedly the dinosaurs are over there. So like it's
I wonder
weird.
If that's where the Jolly Green Giant came from.
I don't know. Well, it's but like it's just.
I mean, I don't
No,
know.
I know you're being funny, but yeah, just like myths like that. Like there's this whole thing of like people like have a theory that this thing is real, and there's supposedly some guy who like his plane crashed or something, and he like actually got taken there, and like when he came back out, like he wanted to go back in because it was like better than here. I don't like it. It's all like myths and stuff, but I think that's. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you sound like the podcasting character now.
Oh, I do have a podcast. But yeah, so that's like I'm for the record. I don't believe this stuff. I just think it's fascinating, but I don't believe in it. But yeah, I think that's where they kind of drew this from. So I just feel like they like had an idea and they just didn't know how to like flesh it out as far as Hollow Earth. So I think they kind of just like shortcutted to it. Because now that Jose brought up the sun thing, like I'm really confused now as to how the fuck the sun is there. Is it the core that is the sun? Could the core be the sun?
No, because the core was where the actual material, whatever that blue crystal was, that was the main, like, or it was the minerals were in there, and that was like the center part of the Hollow Earth.
That axe was
that's what
fin? I thought the axe was just Godzilla's fin.
It seemed like a crystal to me, like it was made out of metal or something, or some kind of material.
I just funny because it glowed like the same color as Godzilla's fins.
See, that kind of throws me off too, because when Godzilla and everybody went down the gravity well, they were falling into the core, so they should have landed on the core. But then he reversed towards the bottom of the Earth because they went through that area where the gravity was already like reversing itself. Mm-hmm. So now they're upside down, facing towards the up of the Earth. So I get where Godzilla blows a hole and it's coming out through the bottom for them. And then they jump down, and I'm like, damn, they're traveling fast to get to Godzilla. I mean, that's like 4,000 miles.
Yeah.
And then at what point does the gravity revert itself? And then he would have to climb instead of falling.
Yeah, because, I mean, the easy cheat was that whole machine that the dude developed, because I guess the backstory to that was that scientist's brother had tried to do an expedition to Hollow Earth, and that gravity well it killed him because of the whole weight of the Earth comes back on him. So.
And supposedly that machine, what they were traveling in, supposed to negate all that gravity gravity well, to prevent them from being crushed. But then again, if their brother went down that gravity well, they should have never heard or how he died, because it's like falling in a black hole. Once you're in there, nothing comes out. You never know what happened to you.
It's like Big Hero 6. He's just trapped in there.
I don't know, but will I go see the movie again? Yeah, damn right I will.
Yeah, for sure. Paul, is there anything else you wanted to say about Godzilla vs. Kong?
I'm glad that there's actually like a movie that is bringing people back to the movie theaters, just to give you some hope with AMC and all those other movie theaters. Shout out to Cinemark in LA, RIP Cinemark, sad times. But yeah, I'm just glad that there's I guess some momentum again going back to the theaters, and I'm kind of excited to go
someone
back.
buys the ArcLight, not gonna lie.
I know that's sad stuff, man.
Oh,
They better not tear it down either, because that's kind of a staple in that little area.
Yeah.
And plus with Amoeba gone right next to it, man, that's a bummer.
Yeah. Well, Amoeba did open though really fast.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so the new one did open.
Still not going back because I don't want to wait 8 hours to go there.
Yeah, I've been hearing it's still been like a 7 to 8 hour wait.
Yeah.
So, I had a buddy
7
from
to
work
8
who's a
hour
big
wait?
record collector. He went and he said it was for him, because he's a record collector. He said it was worth it because it was his first time ever going to Amoeba, because he wanted to go to the original one. So he didn't. He when he thought it was closing, so he thought he didn't get the shot, and I guess he said it was his brother-in-law. They basically last Saturday, the Saturday before, or just no, the Saturday of Easter, they basically went to Frank and Sons in the morning, and then they went to Amoeba in the afternoon.
That's sounds like a good day to me.
Yeah, so he said that he just loves how Amoeba
It
doesn't overprice the records. That's what he said, that like
Oh, absolutely.
He was
no.
Yeah, he said it
Yeah,
was
their
a
prices
shocker.
are awesome.
Yeah, that he walked in there and he's like, this retails for $25, and that's what they're selling it for. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's why when I went in there it was amazing. So,
Yep.
shout out to Amoeba for not being a reseller.
Yes.
Props to them for coming back too.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank God they didn't get shut down permanently. Hopefully,
I heard they're
ArcLight
doing
can do
like
the same thing.
Yeah, I heard Amoeba now. They have like people playing in there now, like a band. That's what I heard.
Live shows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, not yet, but I think they're going to.
Big, but like a stage where they can do live once in a while. That's what I
Yeah.
heard.
I mean, I've been going to like the Amoeba live shows for a long time, so they still kept the stage, which I'm happy about.
Yeah.
I just don't know how big this one is. I think it's smaller from like what I see with the pictures, but hopefully that doesn't affect like the shows that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's well, I think the concerts are coming back too. So, but yeah. So rating wise, what would you guys give this
Oof.
on a scale from 1 to 10?
I say 7, which I'm definitely gonna buy it anyway. And sorry, Paul, I'm gonna buy the Steelbook. I give it a 7. I mean, I know there's other movies that I've seen that are a little bit better, but it's still an enjoyable movie. I say 7. I don't want to go too low or too high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say watching it at home, I'm still gonna give it like a 7 also. I think the whole theater experience is what I'm missing out on this movie. So
It might change our number if we could see it in
Yeah.
theater.
So I guess we're gonna be 7 across the board. I feel like it's a 7 as well. I could totally see it though in the theaters giving it that half for me and making it a 7.5 movie based off of the theater, because Dolby has enhanced movies that, be that as it may, as much as we made jokes about Equalizer 2, it was still enjoyable in Dolby, minus that shitty ass fucking final fight. Denzel, you need to talk to editing is why the fuck your clothes weren't wet during the rain, but that's a whole another thing. But yeah, Otherwise, had I not seen that movie in Dolby, I probably wouldn't give two shits about it. So,
So
Dolby made me at least care enough to say, why the fuck aren't their clothes wet?
So that kind of the not clothing wet, huh? That kind of took you out with the whole Hollow Earth. Why is the sun there?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, in Dolby, I could totally see it being. I mean, I have a Sonos, but I don't have the beautiful Arc. I just have the Sonos Beam, but it still sounded good on it. So I know it would sound a lot better if I had the Arc, like Paul. So I know Paul had a better sound situation than me, but it's still not the movie theaters. And
Yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes you're just missing that hype getting out of the movie theater, you know?
yeah, that's the thing too. Like I would have liked to see this movie. There's a couple of like audience reactions I could have decided because
Yeah, heck yeah.
You know what? That does make the difference when you're watching a movie and then the reaction of people just going crazy when something happens.
oh yeah,
It pumps you up, no matter who you are.
yeah,
You're like, oh damn.
yeah. No, that's why like Endgame was still the best theater experience I've ever had. The
Oh,
first time.
absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like I could still see because I did watch it with my mom, and so the fact that we have pets, she gets emotional when animals are in pain. So she didn't like when Kong was like getting hurt. Like she was like crying and stuff, and it was her emotions were like it was fun to watch her at least. So I could only imagine in the theaters you would have heard people like, oh, what the hell's going on? Like yeah, so that would have been cool.
Yeah,
But-
my reaction during like a cool scene was more like this. Oh, oh.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
know, it wasn't like you didn't hear that crowd erupt or anything like that. So
Yeah, that's what was missing. But so future wise, so I guess Legendary said that this is not they're not done with them. That they are going to make more movies.
I'm cool with that.
As we know, the both main characters are still alive. So, where would do you think they'll meet up again, or do you think they're gonna go? Because apparently it's just gonna be another MonsterVerse movie. So, will they do? As far as like Godzilla goes, there's still a lot of other monsters that haven't been introduced. And then at the same time with Kong, like from the King Kong movies, I know he still hasn't come to New York to die. So, like, I don't know if that's coming. So yeah, like, what are you guys' thoughts on where you think they could go?
Paul, me, you.
I haven't really thought about it because for some reason I think when you think of Kong versus Godzilla, you almost think of it's the last one because you have your two epic titans and stuff going at it. So I haven't really thought about another one, but I would like to see the other monsters come out and somehow make Godzilla look better than he is because he's so badass, like with all his power and stuff like that. I want to see him be used more effectively, I would say.
Okay. I mean, for me, there's two ways I can go at it. So I know there's a lot of monsters that they have in their list. One of them that'll be kind of cool to see if they ever. I don't know how they'll do it, but Space Godzilla was one of the creatures I kind of really like.
I do want to see Space Godzilla if they do.
My only worry is that I hope they don't. I mean, some people probably like this, but don't bring the aliens into this, because I know certain movies like they'll do the whole alien, like Indiana Jones and the Crystal. I'm not even talking about it.
Wait, what is that movie? I don't remember that one.
It's like gone. I don't remember. But
Sean
I mean,
Connery
there
didn't
is.
even want to come back for it. So.
Oh wow. But I mean, in Godzilla movies, there are space aliens that interfere with Earth in order to take Godzilla and do all this other stuff. I mean, there's been quite a few movies. If they bring aliens into it, which I hope they don't, because they'll kind of like now they're going to a different direction with it. But bringing Space Godzilla, for me, that would be kind of cool, and see how they would do it without the alien bits. I mean, who knows? But that's what I say.
I'm just like from what I'm interested to where they would go. Space Godzilla is one of the ones I would want. I know that I think I'm saying it metal. Is it Metal Ghidorah?
There's a Metal Ghidorah.
Yeah, Metal
Or
Ghidorah.
Mega Ghidorah?
Or is it Mecha?
Oh, now you got me
That's
questioning
why
myself.
I don't know, but I know that he comes back as a hybrid form of the Mecha.
Would it be where this Mega Godzilla that was in the movie would be Because I mean, it was Ghidorah that was actually controlling
Yeah, so
it.
that's where I thought it was gonna lead to, like, because the skull's still there, so and it still has its telekinetic powers. So if they end up somehow giving it two metal other heads, and then how it somehow creates a body, I don't know. I guess they could go that route. That's like an easy way in. But at the same time, I don't know where they'd go, because I know isn't Mothra supposed to be still in the original one? Didn't Mothra help him with Mecha, the metal one too? And she died in the Godzilla King of the Monsters. She sacrificed herself. So, and I don't know. Did Rodan die too?
No.
He just flew away, right? Because I know, because King of the unfortunately, King of the Monsters was not as much as I hate to say. It wasn't a very memorable movie because I don't remember stuff from it, and I wanted to watch it, and my little brother, because my mom didn't see the second one, and my little brother was like, "No, we don't need to watch the second one. Like, you don't need."
Rodan was still there. He didn't die.
So I remember he was in the movie, but so I just hope they still go that route. Humans are in these movies. No one gives a shit about them. So make the human.
Except for Isa Gonzalez, she's still hot.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was tragic to see her die, but I think she's been playing villains lately. I was thinking about she's
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah. As for Kong, I don't really know where they'd go. Like I said, maybe he comes to New York to die. Who knows? But I do hope.
Or he trains a couple people in Hollow Earth, and then they all come back up to fight Godzilla. But then Godzilla has his own people that are out there, so it's like an all-out battle.
In New York?
In New York. Titans Battle of New York.
And the 1999 Godzilla's there too. Zilla.
Oh, Zilla?
Okay.
With Matthew Broderick too? And the worms?
Yeah. Because that Godzilla is canon to Godzilla movies. You guys didn't know?
Oh yeah, and was it Godzilla? Which is the one they kill him?
So I think it was in a comic book that they killed him.
No, I thought it was an actual movie, because they called him Zilla, and he shows up and he gets killed.
Oh, maybe. I think I haven't seen that one then.
A more recent movie.
Because I know those Godzilla versus.
I gotta look that up.
It was something Attack of the something, and they mentioned Zilla, that they said that someone said, "Oh, that Godzilla was in New York," and one of the humans says, "No, that wasn't Godzilla. That was another creature," and they called it Zilla.
It was Godzilla Final Wars.
That's the one.
Godzilla Final Wars.
They actually show him in there?
Yeah. Yeah, so Zilla's name comes from Godzilla's with the god removed. According to Shogo Tomiyama, the name was chosen because the TriStar Godzilla took the god out of Godzilla. All future incarnations of TriStar Godzilla will be under the name Zilla. Zilla's name is never spoken on screen in Godzilla Final Wars, though he at one point is referred to by the controller of Planet X as a tuna-eating monster. Yeah.
That was big tuna.
I was a little kid when that movie came out. I liked it. I just remember the whole scene with them eating the coffee and then them saying, I thought you got French roast. And he goes, it says French roast. And he yeah, little things like that.
I mean, I'll be honest. That movie, a lot of people hate it. But when it comes out on TV, I sit there and watch it anyway.
Oh yeah, I like when they go through Madison Square Garden with the baby Zillas. I thought that was cool. I don't know if you guys watched the cartoon that was on.
I remember seeing a couple episodes of that.
Yeah, Fox 11. Back when they had Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. Yep.
Tragic.
I remember watching those.
But yeah, who knows where would they go with it? But I'm interested in if they can do like they do with the original Japanese guys that'll make a bunch of movies. I'm down for it. I like this Godzilla. So,
yeah.
All right. So we'll be changing gears to the last thing. Oh, I've already been talking for like an hour. So yeah, we'll see how long this goes. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 4. So spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Yeah, I mean, just we'll see you next time. So going forward, this was a heavy ass episode. I've watched it 3 times now. I watched it Saturday after just because I was like, holy shit. And then I watched it again today just to refresh myself for what we're doing right now. Who wants to go first? I'm like...
Captain America? Captain America?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're wearing the shirt, Jose.
I mean, I've been watching it from the get-go on it, and the way I hate New Captain America.
It's
like,
all right.
I'm from what I hear, everybody does too.
Yeah. So, really fast before we
hopefully.
continue, I forgot to report on it last time, and it's fucked up. So, he got booted off social media from all the death threats and stuff he's getting in real life.
I'm hearing like people are really hating the actor.
I'm gonna insert a thing from Jane Silent Bob here.
Okay, they're talking about fictional characters. Fictional characters. Am I getting through to you at all?
Please remember that there are actors behind these people. So kudos to him for acting so much that you hate him.
Yeah.
But in real life, dude is not a dick like that. So
Jesus.
Just really fast. That reminded me, like, yeah, man, don't be sending death threats to these people like this. No. Yeah, I mean, you can like the movie, but there's no need to like take it the next step and threaten these people's lives. It's ridiculous.
People nowadays.
Yeah, man, fucking crazy.
But I mean, kudos that he's playing a character that he's showing that like his emotions are where he's getting a little aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
He's like doing his own thing, and I mean, like you said, he's starting to act like a dick. But I mean, it's fictional character, people.
Yeah.
Anyways, towards the end of it, where they show the shield, I was like, wow, did they just really show that?
Yeah.
And then the weird feeling of seeing that shield and him standing there, and then everybody looking.
I'm not gonna lie, it made me sick. It made me sick to my stomach. I was like, I felt very uncomfortable, and I was like, oh my god,
did I just spill ketchup on this?
Yeah,
and I'm like, no,
you should.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like how are they? Like I know what the shield represents, but now it's like, do you feel like it's tainted now?
Yeah.
I mean, are they gonna melt one down, make a whole new one? I have no idea. I like the actual the 4th episode. I mean, it was the 4th, 5th?
Yeah,
4th, right?
Episode.
I mean, I loved it, like all the way through it. And then I saw that I'm like, holy, like they just really went there. Like I've never read a lot of comic books of Captain America. I mean, does that happen at all in any of the comics that you guys are aware of?
I know there's been dark stuff. I mean, it has the Nazis and stuff like that. But as far as like I've never, at least in Comic Farm, to my knowledge, no.
Yeah. I mean, but from the way they're going with it, I mean, if it's something new, because I really don't know the whole comic book of Captain America, I like the way if they're just new, they're changing it up. They're trying to bring new people in. That's a really impactful visual to see. And I mean, if we're talking about it, I wonder how many other people are talking about it.
Yeah.
And is it a good direction? Who knows? But is it something that's going to make people question everything? Possibly. But I'm excited to see the next episode now. I want to see where this leads up.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'll be honest. That's my 2 bits for now.
I wholeheartedly agree with everything Jose said about it. Acting is really good. It's been getting better. It's been progressing as far as it goes. The dynamics between Bucky and Falcon are getting better. You're getting that comedic timing when it gets there. Zemo's getting his time to shine, even in this episode too. There was that one quote I posted this one on my Instagram and retweeted it also. This guy, it was by Spidey TWS. He said that Steve Rogers is what America believed it was. John Walker is what America truly is. and Sam Wilson is what America should be, and that kind of resonated for that whole episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even through the series so far, and
I do remember reading that post and what you posted.
it's a good
Yeah.
depiction of life in America as of right now, and it's kind of crazy that Disney Plus of all places is showing.
Yeah,
this
they're putting it
violence.
right in front of you.
Exactly, with the shield, with the blood and everything, and they're showing it, and I kind of applaud Disney for doing it, even though it's still kind of tame in a sense. They're not showing what the real stuff is, but they're attempting to kind of give you like a little glimpse of something like it. But it was pretty appalling and eye-opening at the same time at the end of the episode. But you kind of feel bad for John Walker because of course he just lost his friend.
Yeah.
In a sense, Steve, when he kind of lost Bucky for a second, if it wasn't for it being like back then without social media, it probably wouldn't have blown up as much.
Yeah.
But with social media and everything, I think they're making these topical issues pretty well exploited, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a really good touch with it.
Yeah. No, you guys are pretty much bringing up all the same points I had. Great episode, heavy episode. I was gonna bring up what you brought up, so I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah. I know that because there's always the opposite side. I know there are people that hate the show for going this route. But I mean, it's yes, there's a talking raccoon in this world, and it is for the most part an escape. But at the same time, like they have real world issues. So I'm cool with them being exposed this way. It's the whole John Walker thing. Like, it just speaks to like how the fact that how he's American now. The scene that really like upset me before he killed that poor kid was when the Dora Milaje were there, and they showed up, and he was like, "You have no jurisdiction here." I want to be like, "Bitch, neither do you. Like, you're not even fucking in America. Like, what the fuck gives you the right to just think you have the jurisdiction?"
The Dora Milaje don't have jurisdiction here.
The Dora Milaje have jurisdiction wherever the Dora Milaje find themselves to be.
So, yeah, it's just like pretty much when he showed up, it was like his way, and the whole time I'm like, nah, dude, like, I like the part where he said when Sam told him the only thing you're running is your mouth, like, shut up, like it's, so yeah, there's just a lot in that episode. So, because even at the part when Sam was with Kylie, like he was getting her to basically like calm down, and he was getting an explanation, like he was seeing it from her point of view and just saying, hey, you're going about this wrong, like, I agree with what you're saying.
I'm not your enemy. I agree with your fight. I just can't get with the way you're fighting it.
Like, with the world, like helping the people and stuff like that. And he just walks in and causes this whole thing. It's like, it just reminded me straight up of like government coming in and like just taking over, and like
it's like government walking in and just throwing the table and then just getting everybody wild up.
Yeah, and it did the job on that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this episode, like just from the get-go in the beginning, like the emotions were strong which basically showed Ayo like re-saying the words to Bucky, and he was like crying. I was like, damn, give that man an Oscar. Like that was like,
yeah,
you could see like the relief that he didn't react to him, and like even she tells him you're free. You could see she got happy for him too. And then that's why like the next scene,
I almost teared up at that part.
Oh, dude,
because I knew that
up.
He was like just him knowing. Oh,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Keep talking. My battery.
Okay.
So yeah, no, it's that's why like in the beginning they showed that, and then the next scene is just her like feeling betrayed because she's like, I helped you, and you let Zemo out, and that's why I kind of wish Tommy was here, because that was like Tommy's biggest gripe with the last episode, was he couldn't get over the fact that like that Bucky helped Zemo. But I do like that how they brought it up right off the get-go. Like, she was like, how could you do that? Like, I helped you.
Yeah.
We helped you overcome this. I like how they still call him White Wolf, by the way. And she said that like how could you do this? Like, you've betrayed us. And he I like how he basically talks to her in Wakanda and saying he's just the means to justify an end. And so that's like she gave him the 8 hours, and then they were off and rolling for the plot. But
well, time was up, and she took that arm.
Yeah, and I think so. There's a little bit off. Like I'm trying to think if he was, because I've seen some people saying that if Chadwick Boseman didn't pass away, that he would have been in this episode. I don't necessarily think that would have been the case, only because he is now the king, and this was just kind of more of like a side duty, and he just could have sent the Dora Milaje. That's just my 2 cents. So I don't know if you guys feel the same way, that because some people said that they think he would have been in this episode. I don't know. But that whole scene where they're when one of the other Dora Milaje got the shield, and it was just like so like she did the freaking kick and made it come up to her, and like just I was like, holy shit! Like I forgot that the shield is vibranium, so.
Yeah, they understand the metal.
Yeah, no, essentially though, like, because it was like basically, this thought is not my own. I saw it on Mark Bernardin's Twitter. He retweeted it off of someone else's thought, and the girl had wrote that for her it was powerful because it was them taking back everything that they had helped create. So Bucky's arm. So when she took off Bucky's arm, and then the shield, because that was all vibranium that came from Wakanda. And it was all stuff that essentially, technically, was stolen from them, with the exception of Bucky's arm, because they like made that for him. But it was they took it back because he betrayed their trust by siding with Zemo, and that's why it was her taking back the shield, because the shield was supposedly, I think in the comics today, it was like stolen from them as well. Like the vibranium was stolen to make that shield. So that was just like another thing. I was like, oh shit, that's another little thing that they added.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you take the serum?
Oh. No, I would not. Honestly, I would not. Jose, if it's okay if you want to.
Well, I mean, it's like they say, it's who you are inside, not the physical. So for me, taking it, I'm not saying I'm Captain America. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I know you're wearing the shirt.
Yeah,
man.
I'm wearing the shirt. I've never felt myself as powerful. I've never felt myself as better than anybody. I'm always concerned about what people reactions are to what I'm saying. I mean, that's the way I am. But then again, like when I go and jump building or like run after a guy that just shot someone, I'm like, I don't know, man, that's kind of scary stuff. So maybe I'll be a coward or a super coward if I take the serum. I mean, I don't know.
Super coward.
I mean, I probably wouldn't either, because I haven't taken something like that and enhances. But at the same time, if you don't know yourself that well, who knows what you might become.
Your insecurities multiply. It'd be crazy.
I mean, that's kind of cool that when they were John Walker and the other guy, when they were talking at the bar, and they were talking about the syrup, and he was like, "Hey man, like you've done like it when it comes to like not peer pressure, but in missions and like when things get heavy, you know what you're doing and you think about it, and you kind of see where John Walker's like hesitant to really like agree with him, and I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm loving where the show's going.
I was gonna say that's my favorite scene of that episode where they're talking. It's really short, but it's just like, would you take the serum?
Oh, when Zemo asked him, and then Sam's like, straight up no, and he's like, respect that you no hesitation.
Yeah.
If you had been, hypothetically that is, would you have taken it?
No.
No hesitation. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't ask the question, Paul. Would you take it?
Would I take it?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll take it. I'll save you guys.
All right, no, that's cool. So no, but I like I do like that you bring that up, because the little parallels they had from the serum, because I just wish they had shown how he took it, because everyone remembers how Steve Rogers took it. Is he went in a machine, multiple needles. It looked like it wasn't just one serum. It looked like it was multiple serums that he took essentially for one.
I got your answer.
But well, go ahead. What is it?
Oh, it's easy. So you know how technology used to be big back then? The whole room was a computer?
Yeah.
And now I have more power on this cell phone I have right here than that computer.
That's
Same
true.
with the serum. The guy re-engineered it until where he
True.
could just easily take it or just inject it, and without having the radiation or any of that stuff or the gamma stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, that makes more sense when you break it down that way. Yeah. It's just I know that for the longest time, like, I don't know if they'll explore that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I know in the comics, like, everyone is like, that's how a lot of villains get created. We saw it in Incredible Hulk. That's how Abomination got created, was everyone's attempt at making the super soldier serum. So I just like how when he brought that up, that goes back to the conversation at the bar, and they say that the serum amplifies you, and LeVar, Battlestar, his sidekick, says, well, you know, power just brings out the true, like, yourself. And it brought me back to the scientist that talks to him, to Steve Rogers and Captain America, and telling him that, like, that's why he wanted to give him the serum, because he said that he is a weak man who knows what it would like to have power, and he wouldn't abuse it, whereas a strong person would. And you're basically seeing the fear of the scientist in John Walker. So I saw that, I'm like, oh shit, that's fucking dope. That's like a freaking parallel. Yeah, it was just like when he said that, oh, it amplifies you, and then same thing when he asked him that question, then when he verts it back to him, oh yeah, you don't need it, and then you could tell, like, his wheels are turning, and he's like, nah man, like you could tell he wanted it, especially the previous fight when the Dora Milaje just kicked his ass, and he ended up saying that they're not super soldiers.
Exactly.
So, I do know in the comics, because I'm assuming at the end of this he's going to become the U.S. agent, just because based off of the comics. It's his wife that dies that makes him go crazy. So, I know in the comics he does take the super soldier serum and he can't control it. So, I'm pretty sure that's what we ended up seeing here, is like he's not going to be able to control it. And it was in the comics his wife dying that pushed him over the edge, and I'm guessing in the MCU they're just going to make it be his partner, because I don't know if they're going to make him married, because in the second episode, if you guys remember, when he was in the locker room of his high school, there was a girl there, and he did kiss her, so I don't know if that was his girlfriend or his wife. So I don't know if they might still play the comic role where, like, something happens to her to push him over the edge. So, because he's still in the comics, and he's part of the I want to say he was part of the Illuminati, and he's part of the Thunderbolts, so he's like an anti-hero. But I do like how they try to portray him as sympathetic in, like, at the beginning of the season, like, because I guess it was like one of those things that they're trying to show you, like, hey, like, he's a good guy, like, he's an all-American hero. And I kind of feel that's why, like, the first 2 episodes, and then in terms of, like, the merchandise, why they had John Walker merchandise, was to kind of steer you in the direction, like, no, this guy's a hero. But after this episode, like, to reiterate what Tori Fox posted on her Twitter, if you're wearing a John Walker shirt, I'm gonna judge you heavily and not want to stay the fuck away from you.
Now I don't want to spill any ketchup on this shirt.
Yeah, straight up.
I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea.
Oh, and
if you're listening on the podcast, Jose's wearing a Captain America shirt.
Yeah, for the audio version of this, he's wearing.
Hey, this is the OG Captain America shield.
Yeah. What I was gonna say. Piggybacking on what Tommy said last week, how he really wants the Punisher, Daredevil, and like Luke Cage to the Netflix shows to come over, and I was like, oh no, it's they're too like violent in the rated R thing. This episode, like, pretty much reiterated that you could bring them in because of the blood and everything. Like, it was.
They can do it.
It literally felt like I was watching, like, The Boys. Like, it gave me Homelander vibes, like, with the whole.
Oh wow.
The whole blood on the shield. And then I did see, and I couldn't get out of my head, and so I'm gonna tell you guys same thing for you. I saw someone put where it was, the original Captain America, which is a picture of Chris Evans. And then it was John Walker, and it said Zack Snyder's Captain America. So, yeah. Just so you guys can see that image. So there's only 2 episodes left.
That's it, just 2?
Yeah, just 2.
Oh, yeah.
So if it's going anywhere like it was in WandaVision, I want to say, because at least for me, the Marvel shows have been a giant crescendo. Like every week it gets better. I'm excited for tonight's episode. I'm
When does that drop?
Nervous. Midnight tonight.
Midnight.
So I'm I don't know if we're gonna get Sharon Carter's answer, but I don't know if she'll be in it a lot, but I know supposedly the big thing that everyone keeps talking about is the Power Broker's supposed to show up this episode. So we'll see. I don't know. Do you guys think it's a new person, or do you think it's an old person in the MCU?
Whatever you say, I'm gonna say the opposite.
Okay. So, well, I feel that it's going to be somebody that has not been in the shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
New person.
Yeah, because I guess because the other rumor I saw that everyone thinks it is only because the vials were blue, and then recreated in Super Soldier Serum, and only because he's still in the universe, and I guess he's rumored to be in the show somewhere. Thunderbolt Ross. Everyone said they thought he might be the Power Broker, but I don't really see how that could be because he's like the head of the government, so I don't understand how that would work. Unless he's like playing both sides and has like a alias, and his alias for the underworld is the Power Broker, but I don't know. That seems like just because of the comics and stuff and the lore, like it seems like they're pigeonholing themselves if they keep him as that. But
yeah, for me, I'm not really too aware of what the Power Broker is or any of that. Like for me, this is new. I've never heard of it. But then again, don't read a lot of comic books of Captain America.
Yeah.
Is it just the Power Broker? Is that only in a Captain America comic book? Or is
I mean, it's in the Avengers in general. Just like he basically sells the Super Soldier Serum to people, and he creates villains. So I mean, it's pretty much the same origin in the comic. But I think the Power Broker in the comics, I could be wrong, but I think it's changed. Like people, there's been different people that have been it. I don't think it's just like one person. I think it's like a title that people take. So
okay,
but yeah, I don't like trying to think what else. Yeah, the episode was really, really good. I'm trying to think anything else we missed.
Who do you think anybody will die from now till the next episode?
John Walker.
Oh, I mean, it could be. It could be.
You know what? I'm gonna say, depending, like, if they go the traditional route, I think he would just end up being in prison. I don't know if they necessarily want to do that. If he's not going to be in future projects, I could see him dying before he gets with the Shield.
Okay.
Because I could see it going to the part where now, like, he's completely... Because obviously, at the end, everyone took a picture of him, and, like, it's all over social media now that Captain America killed somebody. So he's already kind of tainted that image, so I could see, like, America dropping him and, like, kind of saying, this isn't our view of what we intended. And saying that he got twisted or something, and I could see him like going overboard, saying like he risked everything for this shield, so he sees it as his shield. So like if he can't have it, nobody can. I could see him going that route with that.
Wow.
But because I know ultimately, Bucky wants it back to get, because he's mad that Steve didn't give it to him, so he's not happy that Steve's wishes aren't being met. So I know that's like the conflict that's going to occur.
Probably more mad at Sam for giving it to the government.
Well, he keeps bringing it back, but I think they kind of already like reinstated that, and I think they exposed that mindset for Bucky again in this episode. Like he always doubts himself that can be a better person. Like that's always like the fight he fights with himself. So like when he told the Shrink, I think it was the second episode, when he like opened up and yelled, and he said like if Steve was wrong about you, then he could be wrong about me. Like that's the whole thing with him. And then I mean the way I took it is like, because he obviously didn't know that they had the fail safe in his arm, so I think it's like one of those things. It's like okay, so you guys never really trusted me. Like, you were like, oh, you're gonna get this out of me, but you had a fail safe in case it didn't work. So then at the same point, I might not fix. Like, I think that's like it's what it's always gonna be, is one of those things. Like, he needs it to be right that he needs. So I think it's like he needs Sam to take up the mantle because that's what Steve wanted, and what Steve wanted was right. So if Steve was right about that, then Steve's right about him. So I think that's like the conflict that he's trying to go with. And I think Sam's just trying to come to terms with like what he wants to be. And they know it's because it has to do with the shield, because everybody wants the shield. Because as far as the Flag Smashers go, like especially after this, they want the shield destroyed. They want to kill Captain America. So I don't know if that's also a foreshadow, because I mean, if you follow the comics, Sam is going to become Captain America, and it has to. Like I just like foresee it like that would be like the ending that you would want to get. And I know they're making such a big deal out of it in Endgame. Like, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get the shield. I don't know if that's a foreshadow that if he does become Captain America, like if the Flag Smasher can just gonna try to kill him now. Because I know that's the
unless the Flag Smashers kill Walker.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it's also the shield, because the irony too of the whole ending was I don't know if you guys kind of caught it, was the guy that got killed by Captain America. He said when he was younger he looked up to Captain America, and that was the last thing he sees was Captain America above him. So
yeah, but
it's fucking.
Which you could kind of say where this new Captain America is literally like the aggressive government.
Oh yeah, no,
they're trying to portray it, and if they kill him, they don't mind handing the shield back to Sam. And Sam was trying to, have a conversation with the leader of the Flag Smasher in order to open up and kind of trying to see it her way. And then, if they kill one Captain America and then hand the shield over, maybe everything will be Kuvasavi, what they say.
Yeah. No, I mean, there was a lot of parallels too, because you can totally see that Steve thinks a lot like Steve, because he even said the same lines that were said in Civil War. When he said, "Oh, she's just a kid," Steve said the same thing about Wanda. Like, it was like the same kind of the same conversation, where like Tony was like, "Oh, well, she's not so much like that she was gone, but just saying like she's like a danger to herself. That's why he needs to watch her." And she's like, "No, she's a kid. Like, what are you doing? She's a kid." And that's kind of the same thing Zemo was telling him.
She's just a kid. You're seeing something in her that isn't there. You're clouded by it. She's a supremacist. The very concept of a super soldier will always trouble people.
And I was like, holy shit, that was in Civil War. So I just like how like they all throw it back and it all intertwines. That's why I fucking love this universe. Can't stress that.
I got a question about the universe.
Okay.
So, yeah, in Wanda, you kind of saw when people were being brought back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got that first scene when they're in the hospital and everybody's just scrambling, like, what the hell's going on? The blip. So my question is, what about the people that were flying and they came back? Is the airplane not there in mid-sky?
Oh, I've seen them before. Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, you come back doing the thing you were doing. So I've seen some funny.
What if you get blimped out in the freeway and you're driving 95 miles an hour and then you disappear?
You show up on the freeway.
And then you show up on the freeway where there's cars going 90 miles an hour.
Oh, that's crazy. I'm sure they might show something like that.
Man, that whole Hollow Earth again.
There is no sun.
There is no, yeah. But yeah, so thanks for coming on, Jose. Like, you made this the time on this episode went
man, thanks for having me on. It's a joy talking with you guys. I miss you guys. This whole COVID thing's kind of a bummer, but hey, visually I can see you guys, I can hear you guys. It's an awesome day. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll do this again, man. We'll get you on. Hopefully Tommy can be here for that, but I know, because he was excited that I was gonna get you on. He before, when you had emailed us, he was like, "You should have Jose on," and I was like, "Yeah, I would like to get him on." And that's when Godzilla vs. Kong came out. I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna want to talk about that." And sure enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I guess
next time.
Yeah, well, no, for sure we'll get you on. Okay, that'll do it for this episode, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks again, Jose. And if there's
Oh,
anything
thanks, man.
you think we missed, shoot us an email,
Definitely.
geekconclave@gmail.com. Yeah, and that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.
All right, good night.